Hello, it's me again, Mr. Levi, for another webinar, the second one. Uh, today's date is the 24th of June, 2016, and webinar presented by Yappy Corporate. Okay, so hello to all you students and all the teachers and the families and everybody, whoever's watching. I hope you have a good time. So I'll do my best to communicate with you, because you know what? It's really about that one word, communication. You're learning English to communicate what you think, what you feel, everything. And so I'll do my best to communicate. I'm going to show you in this webinar about Bloom's taxonomy, about verbs, processing, assessments, and question stems. This pertains to, there will be 4 sections: level, definition, processing verbs, assessments, and question stems. Now, in a lot of the English books that we use, I don't see this there. I don't see categorizing, classifying. I see little groups, but I don't see them giving the meaning. And so I'm going to share with you what works best for me. And since this is kind of like business, if you're, no matter what age where you're going into, let's start from Szkola, you're going to go to university. From university, you're going to go into your career. Well, let me share this about there's 2 things that Ukrainians are at a disadvantage, but I admire all the Ukrainians that do international business, because they're doing it without these 2 things that are very crucial. And they're still able to have great results. But if they understood these 2 things, it would be 100 times better. Okay, here it is. The first thing, the first disadvantage, students were not taught business communication in university. They didn't know how to write business reports, or to write analysis, and all these different things related to communication, business communication. The second disadvantage is that we're not taught, Ukrainians are not taught English composition. This is the foundation of all English communication, literature, movies, whatever, novels. It's all based on this. So if you want to be serious about that, get into those 2 things. Okay, so for now, the Bloom's verbs is very important. This is what I've been using practically all my educational life, from high school on up. A long time ago. But this is what is used today in universities in America. So I'm not saying America is better. I'm just saying that it is more informed than usual, but Ukraine is very quickly catching up to international English. And so I want to share this with you, so you know what everybody else knows. Okay? Хорошо? Okay. So we're going to go to the PDF right now, because there's a lot to explain, but I want you to see these verbs. Okay? Okay. See you in a bit. Okay, here we go. So here, the 4 definitions, or excuse me, the 4 categories is, we have the level. Taxonomy means the specialty of categorizing categories. Okay, so the level, and then we have the definition, what it means, the process verbs, assessments, and then the question stems. But we do not start here at the top. We need to start at the bottom. Remember, growing. We are growing in English. You start from the bottom and you work your way up. I'm Native American Indian, and I relate a lot of my teaching to the way nature works. Once you get plugged into nature, you have nature helping you to improve your English, to understand the principles and the instructions. So we're going to grow. So we're going to start from the bottom. Okay. So the first one we have is remembering or knowledge. Okay. Remember, the first category is definition. So what is the definition? Recalling information, recognizing, listing, describing, retrieving, naming, finding. Okay, the next category, the two columns here is process verbs. So in remembering, we choose, we cite, we define. If you're watching, repeat after me. Describe, give example, group, know, label, list, listen, locate, match, memorize, name, quote, recall, recite, record, repeat, select, underline. All these are process verbs with remembering. Now we have assessments, definition, fact, label, list, quiz, reproduction, test, workbook, worksheet. We are familiar with this, but this is an interesting word, reproduction. Students, you need to reproduce the knowledge that the teacher is giving you. Just like children. When children grow up, they're reproducing everything they've learned from their parents. Okay? It's natural. Here we have the question stems. What happened after she went to school? How many apples are there? What is math? Who is the teacher? Can you name the 4 different seasons? Which is true or false? All this has to do with basic knowledge. Everybody knows something. Even if they didn't go to school, they still have knowledge. The next thing is understanding. Okay, the second, understanding, definition, explain ideas or concepts. Here's the word, the key verb, explaining. When you're improving your English, you need to know how to explain. It'll help you speak better. So here we have interpreting, summarizing, paraphrasing, classifying, explaining. Okay, those are the definitions. Now the process verb, ask, calculate, convert, describe, discuss, explain, give examples, identify, locate, observe, recognize, report, research, retell, review, summarize, tell. Now for the assessments, debate, definition, dramatization, example, explanation, label, list, outline, quiz, recitation, reproduction, story problems, summary, test. The sentence, question sentence, can you write in your own words? How would you explain why the sky is blue? What could happen next? Who do you think did it? What was the main idea for your home task? Next, we have applying. This is the hard part. This is going to be one of the big barriers, but after you do this, everything else becomes easier. So, with the level of applying, what's the definition? Using information in another familiar situation. Implementing, carrying out, using, executing. The process verbs, adapt, apply, calculate, change, compute, demonstrate, dramatize, draw, experiment, illustrate, list, make, manipulate, practice, produce, sequence, show, solve, teach, use. Assessments, demonstration, diagram, experiment, illustration, journal, lesson, map, model, performance, poster, prediction, presentation, report, scrapbook, simulation. Question stems. Do you know of another instance where the water came from? Or that you can show an example of another different way how to use a pencil? Okay, what questions, excuse me, can you group something together? Which factors would you change? What questions would you ask of blah, blah, blah? From the information given, can you develop a set of instructions about? Okay, now we keep moving up. Next, the fourth is analyzing. The definition for analyzing: breaking information into parts to explore understandings and relationships. I want to show you something here that can improve your listening to audios and in reading. Don't read from the beginning to the end. Da 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 da. Watch. Let me show you the difference, and you put in the comment which one you like better. Okay. First time, breaking information into parts to explore understandings and relationships. Let's try it again. Breaking information into parts to explore understandings and relationships. I like the second. It gives the brain that one moment, that 1 second to understand what is being read or what's being said. The brain needs a moment to adjust, especially bilingual, trilingual students. Give your brain a moment of pause. Okay, analyzing. Calculate, categorize, classify, compare, contrast, diagram, differentiate, discover, distinguish, examine, experiment, group, interpret, investigate, order, organize, question, relate, research, sequence, solve, survey. Those are the process verbs. Now the assessments: chart, a checklist, a database, diagram, graph, illustration, investigation, list, outline, plan, questionnaire, report, spreadsheet, summary. Okay, the question stems: which events could not have happened? How is A similar to C? What are some other outcomes? Why did A occur? What was the problem with X? These are all these questions relating to analyzing. These are the verbs. Once you get this, everything starts falling into place like gears. They come together. Next, we have evaluating. The definition for evaluating: justifying a decision or a course of action. This is an interesting word. To justify means to evaluate, to come to a conclusion, to a right decision. Checking, hypothesizing, critiquing, experimenting, judging. Now the process verbs: argue, assess, choose, compare, conclude, criticize, debate, decide, defend, determine, evaluate, justify, prioritize, rate, recommend, support, tell why, value. The assessments: conclusion, result, debate, editorial, investigation, judgment, opinion, recommendation, report, survey, verdict. Now the question stems: is there a better solution to solve this problem? What do you think about blah, blah, blah? Do you think B is a good or a bad thing? How would you feel if this happened to you? How effective is X with Y? What are the pros and the cons of drinking water? Okay, next, creating, the sixth. The definition for creating: generating new ideas, products, or ways of viewing things. Okay, this is very important. I like this one for time management, even for doing homework, for studying. Create a good way of studying. Create a new system of doing homework. You do it. Okay, designing, constructing, planning, producing, inventing. Process verbs: act, arrange, assemble, combine, compose, construct, create, design, develop, devise, formulate. Generate, improve, infer, invent, imagine, plan, predict, prepare, revise, show, write. One thing I want to say here, whenever you are listening and that you are reading, this is a very important word right here. It's called imagine. You need to use your imagination when you're reading text, and you need to use your imagination when you're listening. Okay, assessments: advertisement, poem, blueprint, cartoon, collage, film, formula, invention, new game, newspaper, painting, plan, play song, story, video. Question stems: can you design a flower to plant in the garden? Oh, wait, that's okay. Can you see a possible solution to improving your English? How would you devise your own way to do your homework? What would happen if I planned my time? How many ways can you think about improving your English? How many ways can you make your teacher happy? Okay, can you create new and unusual uses for spoons? Okay, now remember the level of categorizing, creating, evaluating, analyzing, applying, understanding, and remembering. And with these, there's 4 categories. The definition: take time to understand the definition. If you understand the definition, then you will know how to use the process verbs. When you understand the process verbs, you will understand the assessments. And when you understand the process verbs and the assessments, you know exactly what questions to ask, or you flip everything here. What I mean by flip, someone's talking to you. They're talking about a subject. Oh, they're talking about application, because they're talking about information and another familiar. And I hear the verbs. If you hear the verbs, they're talking about applying. If they have a particular assessment, then it goes both ways. Remember, communication goes in both directions at the same time. And so take a look at this, and please leave your comments, or if you have any questions, leave it at the comment section. And I hope that what I shared with you will help you. I know it's a lot. I know you're hungry for English, and I'm a cook. I'm just showing you what I just bought at the market, okay? Maybe some of you want breakfast, lunch, sandwich, borscht. Okay, but you got to take time, just like cooking. Cooking is no different than English. You need to take time. If you're going to do it right, make it right. You cannot fry borscht. You could, but it's not going to be real borscht. Okay, so please let Yappy Corporate know what you think about this. I would like to know what you think about this, and I'm looking forward to many more webinars with you. But please practice. Take time to do your homework. It's very important. I want to leave you with this one. Please use your imagination, okay? Kyiv is built with bricks. There's many buildings with bricks, right? And how the bricks are put together with cement. If you're going to build your, let's call it your English house or your life with English, let's say each lesson is a brick and your homework is cement. They must go together to make a house. If you do not do your homework, don't do mixed. Remember, cement is water, sand, and rocks, and cement. Okay, you got to have the right mixture. And the brick. The teacher brings the brick to you. We're going to build your house of English, but you need to bring your homework so we can see that you're learning. Yeah, it's like, oh, я не хочу, oh, завтра, завтра. Okay, well, nothing's being done. Okay, you can do it if you spend 15 minutes a day on something in English, just talking, you will improve. You people that work together, let's say at a business and you have a group, you should be talking English to each other every day. Not all day, just say, hey, how's your day going? Or let's go get a cup of coffee. Practice using your English. There are some groups that I don't know why they don't do it, and they are lagging behind. But the groups that do this, they excel. It's incredible how it goes because you get that thinking process. And then you have the parallel. It's not that Ukrainian's in the front and English is way back here, that the more you practice, you bring your English and it goes both directions, but they're parallel. You might watch TV, watch TV programs, watch it in English, watch it 2-3 times. You don't have to learn everything, every word, you know, or caption or subtitles. Just listen for verbs. The verbs will tell you what's going on. What, I don't know about you. I remember in school, I used to turn the TV on or the radio on and do my homework, but I was learning verbs at the same time. And so, oh, there's so much to tell you. And let's see. Oh yeah, students, it'd be really nice to bring your teacher a treat. Just come up, a candy, something, an apple, chocolate, lemonade, flowers, if she's a woman, you know, a guy, bring them some gum or something, you know, but do something, give each other, okay? All right, have a good life. See you the next time. Happy corporate. Bye.